Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 2 of Career Fair 2.0 of Virtual Science Fair 2022. Virtual Science Fair 2022 is powered by our official collaborators, Zero Waste Malaysia and KPMG Malaysia. Now, who are they, you may ask? So, Zero Waste Malaysia, who we have here today with us, is a community group advocating for sustainable development whilst aiming to increase the local community's awareness of sustainable living. Our next collaborator, KPMG, on the other hand, is a global network of professional firms providing audit, tax, and advisory services. Other than that, we just want to thank our official platform sponsor, which is none other than GatherTown, this very platform that we are all using right now. So Gather is a video chat platform designed to make virtual interactions more human, and as you can see, it has helped us to elevate our VSF experience to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind all of you to stay until the very end of our talk session today, as we have prepared various activity segments brought to you by GatherTown, which will surely give you a remarkable experience. And not just that, keep your heads up for the immense awards ahead of you once you participate successfully in these activities. For an enhanced experience, I recommend that you use your laptop and not just your phones to participate in the activities, as some features are limited in phones. After each company slot, there will be fun mini activities for participants to play. You'll get to learn more about STEM and the SDGs, and you may even stand a chance to win rewards. So don't forget to stay tuned. We'll start the clock really soon. Meanwhile, this is really important, okay? Please be reminded to fill in the attendance form. It will be sent in the chat box. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rachel T, and I'll be your MC and moderator for today. On behalf of the organizers, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to our third company session, No Waste, No Trash, by Ms. Kaur Suai from Zero Waste Malaysia. Zero Waste Malaysia, as mentioned before, is a registered non-profit that promotes the zero waste lifestyle by inspiring individual actions. They strive to serve as a resource platform for the community to access zero waste living in Malaysia. It was founded as a Facebook group in 2016 by Zero Waster Kaur Suai, our speaker, and Aurora Tin. They organized Malaysia's very first Zero Waste Festival in 2017 that attracted over 1,000 participants, which continued to grow in the following years. With multiple accolades under their belt and 38,000 zero waste advocates in their community, they have delivered over 100 talks, interviews, workshops, and 800 pin locations on their Zero Waste Malaysia map for the public to locate waste, zero waste, and eco-friendly resources. Zero Waste Malaysia envisions a world that turns talks into actions, adopting the zero waste lifestyle and rethinking the everyday actions we take and their impact on our environment and country. It's truly an honor to have you with us today, Ms. Sai. Thank you for your time, and we officially welcome you to Career Fair 2022. Without further ado, I want to invite Ms. Swai to start on our workshop today. Ms. Swai, the stage is yours.
Hello. Sure, sure. Are you all able to hear me clearly? Just wanted to do some sound checking. All right. Are you all able to see my screen as well? Okay. Let me just put it on full screen. Yeah. Full screen, full screen, full screen. Okay. Is it on full screen now? I can't see any of you, so maybe I need some voice from the Gather Town. All right. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, first of all, my name is Sui. Thanks, Rachel, for the introductions. Yeah, I'm one of the co-founder of Zero Waste Malaysia and right now working as the executive director at the organizations. So just to be a little bit upfront, I hope that these sessions will be more or less a casual one, and feel free to just drop your comments on either on the YouTube live stream chat box or even on the Gather Town chat box. We can always go back to see what is the question, or even if there is any feedback or responses, feel free to just do so, because that's how we can make it as interactive as possible lah. Yeah, because I know that from the Gather Town audience, you are able to put some, I would say, like the reactions or even dancing on the floor. Yeah, so feel free to do so, because there is no shame and we are just here to learn throughout the journey. So if that's all right, perhaps you guys can also give me some response down the stage, the audience seat. Yeah, I can see. Thanks. I think East Tech, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for showing some emoji. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yes. Okay. I think we are all here. Who are already ready for a very very I would say hopefully it's inspiring presentations lah. All right. Okay. But meanwhile, as you can see from the screen right now, it's just a handbook that we launched last year. If let's say you are keen to learn about zero waste lifestyle, regardless of any kind of a mother tongue that you are speaking, this handbook is actually covering for all of you, that included in Bahasa Malaysia, English, or even Bahasa Tamil, and also Mandarin. So feel free to check them out, because all of them are very, very nice to read, very easy to learn, and come in a very comprehensive kind of infographic. All right. So I just wanted to start a little bit of reality check. I know I'm not sure like where most of you are from, but if let's say you are actually from Klang, you might be already very familiar with the recent flood issues, right? If you are from Klang, or maybe perhaps if you are from Ipoh, you might also aware of the tornado that happens right before CNY. Yeah, just give me a response if let's say your area is actually affected by the extreme weather. Yeah, yeah, so it's not fun, right? It's a lot of cleanup need to do, but it's actually not it's not common. It can be a very common issues in the next few months, because the moment when I search flood as a keyword on Facebook, it's not just happened in Malaysia, but also it's happened in Australia. It's everywhere. Yeah. And are we really ready for this extreme weather conditions? This is something that we can actually ask ourselves: are we actually ready? And is Malaysia also ready for this flood crisis, or even an extreme weather crisis? Right. Yep. Let me move to the next slide. All right. So the next slide that I wanted to just share a little bit about is um, so just now we talk about extreme weather, right? So perhaps um, uh, all of us already feel that climate change is real. Even yesterday, If let's say you are within Klang Valley, you already can feel the heatiness of the whole surrounding area. Yeah, but more or less, let's dive into in a more deeper, which is maybe we just talk about our plastic waste. Yeah. So as you can see on the wording there, Malaysia is the number 2 country in Asia that generate the most plastic waste. And if you may also give me some emoji, perhaps we can try an emoji of if you can give me a thumbs up. If let's say you can see, if let's say this pictures that I'm showing right now is something that you commonly see in supermarket, where you can see most of the vegetables or fruits are actually packaged in single-use plastic. Yeah. If let's say it's not commonly found in your supermarket that every fruits and vegetables are packaged in plastic, you may also put it maybe a question mark for just for reference. Yeah, I can see a lot of thumbs up lah. Yeah, it means that also whenever we are at a supermarket, we can see single-use plastic packagings is everywhere. Yeah. And what about the waste that we produce in Malaysia? Is there anyone who has any ideas on how much waste we actually produce as an average of Malaysians? Yeah. If let's say you have some ideas, you can actually put on the chat box. But if you don't know, never mind. You can put on some question mark emoji because I see some emoji, some question mark emoji. All right. Okay. So maybe we will just go to the next slide. So as you can see, an average Malaysian actually generate 1.2 kilogram of trash every day. So maybe 1.2 kilogram is not something that we should be worried about, because I think more or less, if let's say any of you from engineering backgrounds or even business background, all the numbers that we are talking about nowadays is like a few millions or even how many tons or blah blah blah. Yeah, but maybe just take a moment of to think about it. This is just talking about one single person in Malaysia. So if let's say you are talking about the whole populations, uh, perhaps if you may also enlighten me under the chat box, can I know like what is the biggest land animal in the world? Yeah, perhaps you guys can drop down on the Gather Town chat. Like, what is the human dinosaur? All right, and any more ideas? Elephant? Oh, I see Rachel mentioned elephant. Yeah, even Shakila also mentioned elephant. Yes, okay. So maybe I think it's a good example. The biggest animals in land is elephant. So let's compare our trash consumptions with the size of elephant. Yeah. So if let's say we are talking about an average of Malaysian generate 1.2 kilogram of trash daily, and we are comparing with the size of the elephant with the whole populations. So right now we are just talking about one single day. So one single day, the whole Malaysians with the current populations, the amount of trash that we generated is equivalent to to about 6,700 elephants stacking on each other every single day. And this is not just in Malaysia, but other countries, they do have different number. Yeah, but in Malaysia, it's we can just imagine 6,700 elephants stacking on each other that represent our trash productions every day. So it's kind of very, very scary, right? Because it's not just about the whole year. So if we imagine the whole year, wow, how many space we have to actually accommodate this amount of trash. And more or less right now we have the bigger pictures that the amount of trash that we produce equivalent to 6,700 elephants. Yeah, that can be very, very overwhelming. All right. So actually, till this far, like what can we actually do as an individual is also quite an interesting one, because we always believe that action speaks louder than word, right? So now we know a little bit of the reality. So right now, let us look at a solutions that Zero Waste Malaysia always advocate for, which is more or less a very, very based on pretty much based on individual actions. Okay, so we go to the next slide. So I guess this one, I just wanted to also have a bit of sensing about how many of people on the YouTube or on the Gather Town, how many of you actually familiar with zero waste lifestyle. But let's skip this. Maybe we can actually have an emoji of thumbs up if you actually heard of zero waste lifestyle, or maybe can you give me a heart shape if you haven't heard of zero waste lifestyle at all? Yeah, yeah. So I can see some heart. I can see some thumbs up. Nice. I can also see some question mark. Yeah, it's good. All right. Okay. So we are here for learn, but and also I believe that we are here on the same page because everyone giving me a response means that there's no one actually like laying on the bed and opening your gather down. All right. It's good. It's good. Okay. So now let's go to the next slide to learn about in a nutshell, zero waste lifestyle is the aim to actually reduce or send nothing to the landfill, incinerator, or the oceans. Because none of this place actually belongs. It's not the place that our trash belongs to. If that makes sense, yeah. Okay, so when we talk about zero waste lifestyle, Zero Waste Malaysia, we always advocate for the 5 Rs. But before we dive into 5 Rs, I believe that most of us here, we all learn about 3 Rs when during our primary or secondary school years, right? We all learn about 3 Rs, which is the reduce, reuse, and recycle. But in zero waste lifestyle, at least for Zero Waste Malaysia, we always advocate for the 5R principle that actually presented by Zero Waste Home, B. Johnson, the author of Zero Waste Home. So maybe I can just give a brief introductions about how this 5 Rs can play around during our lifestyle. Yeah. So the first R is actually refuse, to refuse what we do not need. So it's also to simply to learn about how to say tak nak or how to say just say no. Yeah. So if any of you are the player of Monopoly Deal, we all have the very, very powerful card, which is the just say no. Or even I think there is a board game card also. It's the one that is kitten explosion or something with the explosive kitten. So there is also another card that also um, uh, yeah also there is another card that also like a power card to actually just say no. So I think just say no is something that it's a learning journey for all of us because we are actually trained to say yes to show our respect or even to show our good manners, but also at the same time in a zero waste lifestyle, I think just saying no is a very, very first actions that we can prevent to introduce bringing any unnecessary trash to our house. Yeah. So this can be actually played as an example. For example, if let's say we are going to a book fair. So whenever we go to a book fair or exhibitions, we are more or less tends to receive some of the freebies, right? So for example, career fair is very, very obvious, but not now lah, because right now it's virtual, so there is no physical trash that created. But when we talk about physical career fair, most often when we pass by to any kind of like booth, we will often receive like a goodies bag, right? And inside the goodies bag, there are like free pens or even free booklet. So, so if let's say we take a moment to think about it, how many of us are actually keeping this and make use of it? Like, do we actually read the booklet when we are at home? Or most often we are tends to listen more during the exhibition book fair. Yeah, so more or less when we think about it, all of these freebies when we bring it at home, it's just dumped there and there is no function at all. And also when we talk about like the freebies that we get from an exhibition fair, for example, maybe we can take pen as an example. So if let's say we are looking at home, right, I believe most of us will have more than at least 3 pens at home, right? So do we really need a free pens that we get from an exhibition fair? And most likely, the free pens that we are getting from there are not really a good quality one, and it doesn't really last longer than 1 week or even 1 month, and the ink will be like, oh, the other ink already. Yeah. So because why what the reason why we actually receive the frisbees, I guess it's also, if let's say we look at the bigger pictures, the reason why they can actually give a frisbees is because they are cheap to make. They can make in bulk, and they can distribute it freely. So when we said about cheap material, that making this frisbees, it means that if let's say the moment we as a consumer we receive it, we say yes to it, we are telling the producer that, oh, consumer, we like free things, so please produce more this free things that is not made in a better quality product. I would like to have it more. But in zero waste lifestyle, if we just say no, we are able to tell the producer that, oh, right now most of the consumers, they understand about environmental issues. They no longer like to accept freebies that made from cheaper material. So I as a producer, I will produce less. So when we talk about these individual actions, right, it also indirectly influence the decision maker as well. So we actually vote with our own power. We indirectly tell the producer that we demand for something that is good for our planet, right? Okay. Yeah, and yeah, Malaysian love free things. Yes, yeah. So that's why when I emphasize on refuse as a first step, it's kind of like, okay, how do we actually change our habits to learn to just say no? So that's why when I mention about refuse, uh, I used to learn things, because me myself, I used to love free things as well. But right now, after I understand about, okay, actually, I also feel that way, that the free things that I receive, most of the case, they are not long lasting things that I can own. And actually, at my house, I already have more than I need. So this is also, I think, a lot of people who actually practicing Marie Kondo or minimalist lifestyle, they will more or less connect with this point, is that try to actually avoid getting things outside to the house, right? And the next three R's is something that we already quite familiar, which is reduce, to reduce what we do not need, or to reduce our basic consumptions. Yeah. And also the next one is reuse, to reuse what we already have. So this is a very important R as well, because for me myself, when I first introduced in zero waste lifestyle, I also feel that, okay, I really need a very aesthetic kind of cupboard to show how zero waste I am. So I need to have this all of the identical mason jar to stock up my dry food. But in a zero waste lifestyle, we do not really need any kind of new things, but to just look at what we already have at home. If let's say we already have a reusable water bottle at home, we can just use it instead of buying a new fancy stainless steel kind of water bottle. So that's the whole essence of reuse. Yeah. And also recycle, to recycle what we can't actually refuse, reduce, or reuse. So when you see this is an inverted triangle, right? Because the 5 R's is actually practiced based on this order. So when we say recycle, it's actually placed on the fourth place. There is a reason behind, because recycling simply needs energy. It's a very energy intensive process. Requires a lot of water to actually clean our recyclables, and require human labor to sort, and also the whole facilities is simply energy intensive. So that's why, as an individual, if let's say we are able to take actions from the refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle should only place as a last resort. Okay, and last but not least is rot, to compose our food waste. So if let's say we are Malaysians, right? Malaysians love food. We are the food nations. We have so much of cultures. We have Malay, we have Indian, we have Chinese, and all of our foods come in the variety kind of variation. So we have sometimes breakfast kita pun boleh, we have roti canai, or we can have like nasi lemak, or even we can have like a chi chop fan. Yeah, so all these foods, right? If let's say we are looking at the 1.2 kilogram of the waste that we created, right? Actually, half of the waste that we created are food waste. Yeah, so you can see that we love food, but we also waste a lot of food. So that's why it's something that we need to also take a mindful decisions when it comes to ordering food. Are we able to finish it? If we are not able to finish it, maybe we can order less first. If let's say we wanted to top up, we can top up later, or even start to compose our food scrap or even kitchen scrap. All right. Okay, so let's see, because right now we already sort of like know the 5R principle in order, right? So maybe we can do a bit of exercise. If you guys don't mind, I would like to have you all to prepare to move around lah. Yeah, because I know like a 1 hour of sitting on a presentation is not like, it's not very practical, I would say, because sometimes even I myself also need to remind myself to actually stand a bit so that to promote the blood circulation. So right now, I'm going to go to the next slide. We have actually 2 minutes. So if let's say, I believe most of us are at home. So the trash bin should be around your it's definitely not too far from your end. So maybe can, if let's say all of us here can actually log into Slido, and the code is 59228, or even scan the QR code there. So the first question is, what are the first 3 trash that you can actually see directly in your trash bin? So perhaps I can have 2 minutes here. All of us here, especially the Gather Town people or even the YouTube people, just run to your trash bin, whether or not it's in your kitchens or dining room or even living room. Just go and see what are the top 3 trash that you observe in your trash bin, and come back to this Slido and put it on the Slido question. Yeah. So 2 minutes start from now. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, I can see a few result already. All right. Let me change my screen. I'm going to share the Slido. Okay. All right. Okay. I believe we have 37 people on the Gather Town. So do stand up, run to your trash bin, and then insert your input. Right. Okay. We can see some plastic bag, tissue paper, water bottle, soda can, some paper, food container. Yeah, food container is something like commonly found, right, when we order Grab food, or when we actually tapao from kedai runcit. Yeah. Come, we have 1 more minute. So please log into Slido and give some input. Yeah. But if you are too shy, you can also put it on the chat group as well. Because this will actually lead to the next exercise that we are going to have later. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to also launch the next question. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen for a moment. All right, so okay. So let's see. Okay, so the next question is actually, what can we do to avoid them in the future? Yeah, so perhaps some of you may also put it down your comments, because just now we actually shared about the 5R principle, right? So based on the 3 trash that you actually contribute just now, what will be your next step to actually avoid them in the future, and also use this 5R principle to make your own solutions. Yeah, I can see some of the question already. It's quite good. Yes, keep them going. Okay. Eh, yeah. All right. Let me share this screen. Okay. Yes, we are presenting this. Yeah, so we can see here recycle. Yeah, to recycle. Just now, when I think the trash that we can see just now, we have like can, right? Yeah, so can be recycled. I also see a very good solution, which is don't take receipts. Yeah. So just a little bit fun fact about receipts, right? More or less the receipt that we are having right now from supermarket, they are actually made from thermal paper, which means they are not they cannot be recycled in paper bin. So don't throw away our receipts in paper bin anymore. It should be in the general bin. Yeah, so it's kind of shock for me when I know that, oh, actually the common receipt nowadays are not recyclables. Yeah. I also can see bring don't use grab food. Yes. We can, if let's say memang no solutions. Yeah, for example, if let's say I'm very very sick at home, I don't have anyone to cook food for me, or even I can't actually get up to cook any food or prepare any food, perhaps grab is the some solutions. Yeah, so when it comes to zero waste living, don't force ourselves, because we are here actually taking one step at a time lah. Yeah. So yes, use only buy what you will use. Yeah, this is also very important. To be mindful as possible, to only buy what we need. Eat fruits instead of candy. It's actually also a very good idea if you are a fruit lover. Yeah. So eat fruits instead of candy. You are able to you are able to avoid the packaging waste of the candy. At the same time, you are able to also be more healthy as well. So zero waste living can also promote a healthy lifestyle. Use reusable water bottle. Use handkerchief. Yeah, use handkerchief to replace the tissue paper. Yes. Say no to plastic bottled water. Yes. So I think we can also link it back to the use reusable water bottle. So when we go out, we can actually bring our own reusable water bottle. We can drink the water from our reusable water bottle and say no to the plastic bottled water, because at the same time, avoid the packaging waste. And another plus point, we are able to save some money by not buying the plastic bottled water. Yeah. There's all these small actions, right? When you actually practice as your habits, right? As our habits, right? We are able to also accumulate small wins. For example, the money saving, because when you imagine yourself, if let's say we are the person who need to buy at least one plastic bottle water. Yeah, so maybe one bottle water about it's been a very very long time that I buy my last plastic bottle water, so I forget the pricing. But you can do the maths that you can just times the one plastic bottle water for the whole year. Yeah, so that's also the money that you are able to save by actually practice a new habit to bring your own. Yeah, and instead use that money to spend on experience. For example, movie. For example, skateboarding. Yeah, all this kind of experience is something that will actually give us more or less the long-term happiness, right? Yeah, metal straw. Yeah, so all of this that you are contributing right now at this moment, I hope that you will be able to carry out this practice starting from today. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so right now let me just go back to our slide again. Yeah, thank you very much for participating this small exercise. All right, let me just quickly share the screen. Okay, so now we are back to our PPT, view slideshow. All right. So I hope that this exercise gives you a little bit of the insights on how we can actually utilize this 5R principle in our daily lifestyle, because action speaks louder than word. And Zero Waste Malaysia always believe that only by leading as an example, we are able to inspire others as well. Okay, so this is also just a gentle reminder that sometimes smaller steps can get us further along. So when you really wanted to also try to start a zero waste lifestyle, it's not going to be as is we are not going to be a total zero waster on the next day. So all of this require a little bit of behavior, and also the consumerism habits that we actually built up from the past. So we always say that, like, sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi zero waste habit lah. Yeah, so try not to be very, very overwhelmed. Just take one step at a time, because more or less we don't need one of you to become a perfect zero waster. We need all of us to become the imperfect, perfectly zero waster. Yeah, and always remember that there's no one can achieve the zero, because um, more or less right now we are living in a linear economy whereby we still have trash. And for example, for me, the invisible trash that you might not be able to see is that I'm still driving a car. And also some of the waste, for example, like medical waste, is also unavoidable. So when we talk about zero waste lifestyle, it's not to actually achieve the zero, because zero is just a goal, it's just an idea. Yeah, more or less what we actually pursue in a zero waste lifestyle is to reduce our trash drastically, to reduce the one that we can and also under our control. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move to the next slide, to the bigger pictures. So back to Zero Waste Malaysia, right? Okay, so for Zero Waste Malaysia, I know that a lot of us sometimes, when we wanted to actually start like a new missions, for instance, for this case is to start a zero waste lifestyle, or perhaps a sustainable lifestyle. Um, some of us might feel a bit lonely, because we might be doing this alone. But I reassure you that you are not alone, because Zero Waste Malaysia, we do have a Zero Waste Malaysia Facebook group. And in this group, we have about 40,000 of people who actually share about their zero waste journey on a daily basis. So you will never feel alone, because everyone is actually wanted to do something for the mother nature. All right. So if, let's say, any of you who is interested can also look onto Facebook group Zero Waste Malaysia, and to join the Zero Waste Malaysia uh, army lah. Yeah. All right. Okay, so back to a little bit of background is that so when I first started Zero Waste Lifestyle back in 2016, I was very, very fortunate enough to meet the another founder of Zero Waste Malaysia, Aurora team. So we met through Instagram. We are not meeting in person yet, because I was actually working in Beijing, China, and she was working as a journalist in Malaysia. Yeah, so we connected through Instagram under a post that we shared about our zero waste living. Yeah, so um, that's how the whole journey started. And also, I guess this is we are living in in an era of technology. So I really, really encourage all of us here, whenever you have a new projects, or even a new kind of exercise, or even a new journey that you would like to start, um, please please do not be too shy to actually share on your social media platform, because you never know that you will be maybe meet someone that will be your future colleagues, or maybe your future team member, or even you will never know that you will be inspire your friends around you. Yeah, so I truly encourage you guys to actually make use of the power of technology, and to share more of the positive change that you're trying to cultivate. Yeah. So Zero Waste Malaysia, this is how we started. We started with the two co-founders, met through Instagram, and then we created a Facebook group called Zero Waste Malaysia. And then we invited like-minded people or people who just wanted to start a little bit of small baby step. They can come over to actually share about zero waste living. So the aim, so maybe people will ask, like, aside from Facebook group, what are we doing as an NGO? Yeah. So for Zero Waste Malaysia, we do have three pillars. The first one is to be the education and resource hub. So if let's say you are quite familiar with Zero Waste Malaysia, if you went through our website zerowastemalaysia.org, most of our resources on our websites are free to download, and also we try to be as inclusive as possible. So we do cover different kind of languages from Bahasa Mandarin, Bahasa Malaysia, English, and also Bahasa Tamil. Yeah, because we strive to serve as a resource platform for the community to access any kind of resources based on local context. Yeah, because one challenges that we find out from the community platform is that we all can learn about zero waste lifestyle mostly from a random YouTube video that gone viral at overseas. Yeah, so Zero Waste Malaysia would like to change that by providing the local resources based on Malaysia context. And the second pillar that we are having right now is actually the corporate and community engagements. So, being the largest environmental community groups in Malaysia, occasionally we also organize offline events, and also we engage with corporates to activate some of the zero waste mindset, to bring zero waste mindset to the office workplace. Yeah, so we are also more or less act as like a consultancy to actually help them to move towards their ESG goal. Yeah, so I guess ESG goal is not something that is very, very strange for all of you here, because more or less most of the companies, they have this priority to actually work towards their ESG goal. Yeah, so I would say the sustainable kind of career is something that definitely there will be demand, because uh, there is already requirements that set by policy that you have to actually move towards and work with your ESG plan. And last but not least is something that I think I connected the most is the on-ground project and initiative. Yeah, so we like to organize some sort of like community events. For example, oh, go on our Facebook group and ask our community members, oh, let's go to this Pasar Malam in Subang area, and then bring our own reusable containers. So to just um, cultivate that zero waste culture to all of the not just us, but also the people around us or the vendors around us. All right. And on the next slide, so these are all the education's materials that we published to date. Are more or less a it's designed to be easy to learn, and also included in different languages. So the next thing is the tools that we actually established since the year 2017. Yeah, so this is the map that we covered around 10 categories, from bulk food, community composting site, and etc. So in this map, right, it's actually a tools that can actually facilitate us to live a zero waste lifestyle. For example, for this map, if let's say one day my luggage bag already broken, I wanted to repair it, I can always go to this map to search for places to repair my luggage. Or even your cooking wok, the one that you fried your nasi goreng, the wok handle is already broken. You can also find a place to actually repair this. Yeah. So all of these resources that you are seeing right now is basically what Zero Waste Malaysia actually doing behind the scenes. So we create this, and we also maintain all of these resources on a daily basis. Okay.
Okay, just a moment, Miss Sui. I apologize for interrupting, but there is 10 minutes remaining on the clock, just to let you know.
Yeah, sure. Almost done. All right. Okay. Yeah. So thank you for the reminder. Yeah. So all of the resources that you're seeing right now are are our normal working routine lah, I would say. So from not just monitoring or moderating the Facebook group to actually encourage our community. On the other side, behind the scene, we are building all kind of resources that we think it's suitable for the Malaysian citizen. And another side is that we work with corporates and also schools to bring the sustainability movement to the workplace or even to the educational institutions. Yeah, but after all, did we actually solve the problem enough? Are we um, are we actually cool for now? Because when we look from when we actually refer to our first slide uh, where right now at this very moment we are affected by this extreme weather conditions, but the presentation that I'm showing right now and also the work that Zero Waste Malaysia doing right now is more or less based on the very very individual actions. And also we're not sure if I'm pretty sure that this problem is not going to be solved in overnight, but it's something that we should actually take the responsibility as an individual. So that's why this question, I will just leave it to all of you to think about it. Are we actually contribute something to the environment or even to the social impact, etc., etc.? Yeah. So, since it's a career fair, right? If let's say any of you who is very very inspired from these presentations and really wanted to do something uh, about environment and also believe in Zero Waste Malaysia value, Zero Waste Malaysia is actively recruit for volunteers lah. Yeah. So if let's say you wanted to know what are you going to do as a volunteer, everything is covered in the link or even on our website, so you can refer afterwards. And also if let's say you just wanted to actually know about I still don't know what is Zero Waste Malaysia about or blah blah blah. Yeah, you just wanted to see what is this about. We actually have an event on this coming April 23rd at the school Jaya 1. It's the Trash Encyclopedia Media Launch. If let's say any of you would like to actually join this, it's a physical event and there will be some activities on site as well. So the event is already open for registration. So if let's say you wanted to spend your meaningful Saturday with Zero Waste Malaysia, feel free to do so. I will be there, looking forward to meet some of you, and also all of the Zero Waste Malaysia team will be also there to facilitate and to also share you guys about zero waste lifestyle and also the launching that we are the product that we are launching. Yeah. Last but not least, I guess that's all for today presentations. Yeah, I hope it's I'm on time. Yeah, pretty sure I'm on time. Yes. Thank you so much.
Right. Thanks for the talk, Miss Sui. I think as a summary and reflection, I think many people don't know the price the environment pays for the sake of their convenience.
Mm,
And we've learned the 5 R's, and the first thing we need to do is refuse, right?
mm,
And that requires a change in attitude and mentality. And
exactly.
yeah, it won't be easy, but I like how you said that we need everyone to be the imperfect zero waster, not like one person to be the perfect zero waster.
Mm,
Yeah,
right.
and if anyone's like looking to start on this journey, they have confidence that they won't be alone. Like there's an entire army out there, and you can check out like Zero Waste Malaysia's resources. And in this day, like we live really fast-paced lives. We
Mm,
consume like there's no tomorrow, like you said. But I think the adage less is more is true even in this context. And like ultimately, cumulative individual action thus bring about community change in the long term.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah, so that's, and for the audience out there, remember that there's plenty more to come. So don't forget the mini activities right after this from 11:15 to 11:45 a.m. So ladies and gentlemen, now we're having a Q&A session. For any of you that has any questions, just feel free to type it out and in the chat box. I'll now open the floor for questions. So Miss Sui, are you ready?
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Ready anytime. If no question, I will be
Okay.
very sad. Yeah, so it's good to have questions. Yeah.
All right. So the first question, what are the career opportunities Zero Waste Malaysia can provide for students out there?
Yeah, so I think it's a good period of time because um, we never open for like internship program or even like a full-time uh, full-time opportunities, but this year actually last month we actually um, call out for internship program. Yeah, so we are recruiting two interns to actually manage the events that we are going to have in coming September and also October. So if let's say any of you who are interested to pursue internship with Zero Waste Malaysia, you guys can go to our website www.zerowastemalaysia.org. Yeah, the landing page, you'll be able to see where to go lah for the internship. Yeah, but for full timer at the moment we are not open for any full-time recruitment, but actively we are recruiting for volunteers. Yeah, but I would say if let's say um, ngam ngam you are looking for internship, maybe you can check us out. If let's say you are a person who love to organize physical events, yes, maybe we are looking for you. Yeah, so do check out our website and also apply lah. Yes.
Yeah, you never know if you're that one out of two person who gets selected.
Yeah.
And the second question, what are the future goals or visions, okay, that Zero Waste Malaysia wants to achieve for the betterment of the community, especially youth all over the country? So it's about Zero Waste Malaysia again.
Okay. Yeah, I guess our visions that I showed just now on the slide is really to cultivate the zero waste culture in across the country. Yeah, but what about the youth? I guess because unfortunately I'm not the youth anymore. Yeah, I'm not living in the era of TikTok, but I guess you guys actually have the more creative space. Instead of creating any kind of like daily lifestyle content on TikTok, perhaps can link your daily lifestyle that is really related to environmental change or behavior change on TikTok to use your content creation power to inspire people around you. Yeah, but our visions more or less is really to cultivate the zero waste behavior to all of the people in Malaysia. So we hope that we are able to actually have a few youth leader to actually take the lead to lead a change because more or less our community are majority within the Klang Valley site. Yeah, and if let's say we are talking about our Facebook group, which has about 40,000 of people, if if we look into a bigger pictures, it's not even how many percent of the whole populations, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we really wanted to normalize zero waste lifestyle across Malaysia. Yeah, so that's our very first vision.
Mm. Okay, so our third question. Hello and good morning. While we are heading for zero waste, which attempt which attempts to decrease the amount of new waste. However, is there any ways to actually decrease the waste that are already existing?
Yes. So for the existing ways that we are already creating, I guess what we can more or less to do, for example, I think it's also to follow the 5R principle, because I
Mm.
think there is a different type of area that you can see on. If let's say the trash that you are referring to is a is it's a what maybe like it's a water bottle that is still usable, but then for your end it's already considered as a trash, you don't want to have it anymore. So what you can do is actually to check in some of the free cycling group on the Facebook, because some of the free cycling group, some people might be actually benefited from this water bottle. Maybe they would like to have it. So no, at the same case, this is no longer uh, your trash, but it's actually someone's belonging that they truly need. But if let's say we are talking about the trash that is still recyclables, perhaps uh, recycling is still part of the circular economy. Yeah, but if let's say from the new productions, if we are able to avoid, then we can avoid. If no, then recycle or even upcycle could be one of the solution as well. Yeah.
Right. So refuse first, but if not, then you can recycle or upcycle. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, great. Moving on to the next question. Uh, is Zero Waste Malaysia involved in Malaysia's garbage management? If so, where do we dump our trash, or do we export them?
Okay, I think this is a very good question.
Mm.
If I think I'm still sharing my slide, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, uh, first question is Zero Waste Malaysia involved in Malaysia garbage management? We are not, but we are indirectly involved in stakeholder meeting with our Ministry of Environment and Water on some of the policy implementations. But more or less, Zero Waste Malaysia is kind of like a newbie lah. Yeah, yeah. So we actually get ourselves obviously like a existence in the government bodies, so that we are able to also behind the scene we are able to also discuss some of the potential implementations together with the government, so that we are able to also initiate not just bottom up approach that we are already doing it, but also initiate a top down approach. But I would say it's a very very long process. So that's why Zero Waste Malaysia always focus on the bottom up approach, because we feel that it's much more faster than than having all of the consumer to really voice out our demand to the producer. Yeah. And the second question, I think, is where do we dump our trash, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
So I guess for this audience, perhaps you can actually download our My Zero Waste Life Summarize. So on the chapter 2, we are we are covering the whole mind map of usually where do our trash go. So our trash, maybe I can briefly explain. Most majority of our trash will ended up in landfill, and in Malaysia we do have two types of landfill, which include sanitary and also non-sanitary landfills. But also there is another journey for the trash lab. For example, like environments, any kind of leakage which goes to our oceans or river. So these are all the things, the knowledge that we covered in the handbook itself. Yeah, so feel free to scan the QR code or even type the link or go to our website, because I guess you are able to finish this book within a day. Lah. It's a very, very easy to learn infographic. Yeah.
Mm, I saw it. There's a lot of graphics.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's not all words. Okay, guys. And I think I really like the part where you talked about the top down approach and how you really take ownership in this movement
Mm,
in relation to the government as well
mm.
and policy. Mm, mm. Okay, so the fifth question that we have: why is it said or published that Malaysia is paid arm's length for Westerners, and what difference would it make even if citizens try to be as waste free as possible? Oh,
Land.
paid dump land. Sorry.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I guess this happens when we, I think back few years ago, right, we have this big news about plastic waste uh, imported to Malaysia. Yeah. So what's the question again? Why? Why? Not no why. It's a reality. Yeah. So yeah. So okay. So maybe we can see in the two ways. Yeah. So there are different aspects. So why why do our recyclers actually import some of the plastic waste overseas? First is that I think definitely this relates back to the profits making, lor. Yeah. So when they I get because exporter paid the recyclers to actually accept the waste. Yeah. Secondly is that a lot of recyclers in local, they don't actually receive um, clean recyclables from the local Malaysia. Yeah, because we simply do not actually segregate our waste from the very first place. So some of them, they have to import other plastic waste so that they are able to recycle at their own. Yeah, so I think these two things can actually tell us quite a different lessons. First is that we really have to start from ourselves to really practice a low waste lifestyle. And if we have to recycle, we need to recycle the right way to really properly segregate our waste, and also get in touch with the community recycling center, for example, like Tsuji, or for example, if you are living nearby IKEA, you can also drop off your recyclables there. Yeah, because I would say, if that makes sense, whenever we visit like shopping mall or any kind of buildings, you will see different kind of bins, right? So how often do we see a properly segregated waste in that trash bin? More or less, if you go to a shopping mall one day, you just go to a random bin and to see it, if if we as a consumer do segregate our waste properly. So I guess it's really start from our own, um, and what is difference would it make even citizen try to be as waste free? I think there's a big difference um, because Zero Waste Malaysia was started as a Facebook group with just less than maybe 100 people in that group. But right now, up to today, we have 40,000 of people that is actively practicing a low waste lifestyle. So just try to imagine if, let's say, all of us, all of the Malaysian citizens, we try to make a difference by today, I bring my own reusable bags. I say no to the plastic bag from the vendors. If all of us are doing this, means that the vendors will immediately know that, oh, nowadays all of the consumers are not actually fancy of plastic bag, but they already bring their own reusable bag. So I think this really make a difference, but we need all of us to do that, because without all of us, perhaps we always say like one people power is not strong enough. Yeah. So when we say what difference would it make even citizen try to be as waste free as possible, I guess uh, I hope I answer you is that um, if all of us start together, we are able to indirectly initiate a, a producer change of mindset lah. Yeah, I guess also right now we are able to see starting a lot of brands owner, for example, like the Body Shop, even the L'Occitane, they also started to also provide refillable solutions, because they started to know that there is a chances of consumers already started to aware and wanted to also practice it. Yeah. So
Mm.
it's really based on, it's the vote is actually based on us lah. If we don't practice and we don't lead as an example, there is no way that producer or brand owners will change their supply chain, or even change um, their way to manage their whole sales. Yeah.
Hmm. All right, so we've already reached the 10 minutes limit, but do you think you could give a really short answer for one question?
Mm.
It's a practical question. So does this Amira ask, I'm very used to buying mineral water in college as I'm too lazy to refill it through the water dispenser because it's very heavy. How can I start like changing or like knock some sense into myself?
Water dispenser is heavy. How water dispenser just turn on the tap, right? What is the heavy
I
concern?
think like if she refills her bottle, it's like very heavy. Like a mineral bottle is very small.
Then you just get a smaller water bottle. Yeah. What? I'm not sure about the question, but I guess more or less, um, really think about what is your why power. Why are you doing? Why do you want to practice a zero waste lifestyle, or why do you want to practice a low waste lifestyle? Because by knowing your why power, it will always motivate you to really step out from your comfort zone. Because I think this can also just a little small story lah. Yeah. So when I was working in Beijing, China, I was the a weird person that bring my own container to tapao my food. Yeah. And then there is one day, my colleagues actually asked us, my Chinese colleague, they always ask like, Shui, 你干啥? What are you doing? Why are you bringing your container? Why are you, why do you want to even bother to wash your container? You can just use whatever that they provide. It's much more convenient. Yeah. So when we talk about convenience, yes, single use can be convenience, but also I think back to our why power. Why am I doing this? Because I really wanted to reduce my trash. So I actually
Mm.
told my colleagues about it. Why am I practicing this? So along the way, I always do that. And then there is one day I realized that my colleagues started to tap still it as usual. The tapa container is this and with the lid, right? Okay. So there's one day he actually came to me say that, oh Sui, I actually tapao, but I don't really wanted to bring my own container. But what I do is I ask the vendor not to include the lid, so there is no lid, but I bring this whole container. So at least I reduce one trash away lah. So I guess this story really inspired me that, oh, okay, somebody, they might not be able to really practice a total like a zero waste life or gang ho zero waste lifestyle, but they can actually reduce one trash at one time. And 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 throughout this journey, I didn't really force them to do that thing, but it's something that they came back to me and they say that, hey, it actually makes sense because I only eat this within 10 minutes and I throw this away, so why even bother that I have a cover lid? Yeah. So I really, so when they mention this to me, I also feel inspired by them, is that um although maybe you will feel that you are a weird person that bring your own reusable water bottle, but you never know that you will be inspire people around you one day, or even just your close friend as well. Yeah. So I hope I answer your question.
Very interesting question. All right. So we've come to the end of our talk and Q&A session. Thank you so much for the sharing and the important tips delivered, Miss Sui. Right. So now let's move on to the photography session. So everyone kindly turn on your cameras and smile for the picture. Over to you is
Okay, hello everyone. So I hope everyone can turn on their camera. Even though we learn less is more, but for now, more is more. So I will give you all time to prepare for the picture. Very good. I see faces. Okay, so on my call, On one, two, three, everyone smile, okay? So one, two, three.
Alright, let's just wait a few moments
Okay, for the
for more
second
people to
photo.
turn on the cameras.
Yeah, I hope more is better. I don't want to call names, but okay. I hope everyone can turn on their camera. Okay. Okay, so one more time. One, two, three. Moment. So this is for the last picture. So everyone can get ready. So one, two, three. Okay, done. Okay, thank you everyone.
Is there one, two, three, chit chat, or already chit chat?
Everyone cannot hear the chit chat thing.
Yeah, it is. You forgot to turn on your mic.
Okay, sorry everyone. But the photo session is done. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Looks like we're having some. Looks like is having a technical problem. Let's just wait for him for a while. Meanwhile, you can just like keep your camera on and look at each other's faces. I'm sure you haven't had the chance to see each other's faces in real life. So this is your chance, guys.
Okay, so we'll do it again one more time. So I hope everyone can turn on their camera again.
Oh, I think Is has already taken the photo shoot, so we can move on then. Thanks, Is. Um, all right, so everyone, don't forget to fill in the attendance form, the feedback form, to receive your certificate. You'll be given a few minutes to fill it in. Miss Suyi, before you leave, I just want to thank you once again for your dedication towards the sustainability and zero waste scene in Malaysia. Thank you so much, and a member of a hall will escort you to the main hall. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, so everyone, as mentioned at the start, we will be having mini activities after each workshop using the Get It Done platform. That is this platform. So why not try out the platform for yourself? You must be quite eager, right? If you are wondering about the rewards, I'll just review what they are right now. So the first place winner will bring home 100 ringgit, the second 70 ringgit, the third 50 ringgit, and the fourth and fifth place will bring home 30 ringgit. Tempting prizes, right? So quickly sign up using the QR code or the link to the Google form, as there are limited spaces. In the Google form, you will find the link to the games. So if you've seen the QR code, you will see the QR code and there will be two of them. You can pick either one. Alright, sign up using the QR code, alright? And you can choose from either a Codemasters spy game in room 3 or a game similar to Jeopardy in room 5. I promise it'll be fun. You've seen the rewards, right? Well, if you haven't, you stand a chance to win up to 100 ringgit. Maybe it's not a huge amount, but it's 100 more ringgit than you had before. I just give you a few minutes to sign up. If you've signed up and you've already made your way to this very lobby, you can leave through the door on the top right. And once you reach the second room, just follow the red carpet and look at the numbers. Don't worry about getting lost, as there will be people to guide you. They will have the name Usher in at the back of their names, okay? So come on everyone, sign up. Just fill in the form and feel free to ask away if you need any help at all. Make sure you sign up, okay? And if you found the talk informative and engaging as I did, I'm sure you are craving for more. So next, after not just next week, but even after today, after lunch break at 2:30 p.m., we'll be having another talk session. We'll be having creative minds with the topic STEM Your Life. Want a sneak peek of what will be happening? Alright, I'll spill the tea. Creative Minds is a Malaysian company that provides customized solutions for schools in all areas of the STEM curriculum. One thing they do is that they provide workshops for students and teachers. They also provide consultancy services to help schools adopt best practices to develop the new 21st century competencies in their students. They also help to supply the latest in educational platforms. So we'll be having a lot more of these company slots with reputable companies over the course of the next few weeks, with many more mini games to follow. And you know what that means? With more mini games, that means more prizes, of course. Who doesn't love prizes, right? And you'll never know if you win if you don't try. So come right over. Just sign up using the Google form. I repeat, you can choose from either number one, the Codemaster Spy game, or number two, a game similar to Jeopardy in Room 5. And I'll promise it'll be fun. You don't just get to have fun, but you also stand a chance to win rewards. Anywhere from, it could be as low as 30 ringgit or as much as 100. So come on over and sign up, okay? Alright, so we have received a few sign-ups. Welcome to those who have joined us here. Remember I said, once you get here, just feel free to walk around for a bit and explore the platform. It's really a whole other world compared to what you've experienced in online learning and so on. I'll say it once again, as mentioned at the start, we'll be having mini activities right after each workshop using the Gather Town platform. So come right over and try it for yourself, okay? And I'll just tell you the prizes right now. The first place winner will bring home 100 ringgit, the second will bring home 70 ringgit, the third 50, the fourth and fifth will bring home 30. So those are great prizes, right? just sign up using the QR code, and the link will be provided in the form. Choose from either a Codemaster spy game or a game similar to Jeopardy. What's your vibe today? Spy game or Jeopardy? Take your pick. If you haven't signed up, sign up now because you stand a chance to win prizes, and you'll never know if you don't try. Also, for those of you joining the games with us today, remember you need to remember to register so that we can keep track of your marks. And if you deserve it, we'll award you. Where can you find this registration link? Well, good question. And it's right in the YouTube link, the YouTube chat, sorry. It's a really fast form and it won't take long, okay? So don't forget to fill it. Hi everyone, so we'll be closing signups soon. So make sure to grab your slot right away, okay? All right. So we're closing the game's registration right now. For those of you that have registered, please make your way to your respective rooms. If you need any help, you'll be guided by people with the name Usher in their names. Well, for those of you not joining us for the games, see you next week. That's all for our first talk of the day. We've still got more later in the afternoon at 2:30, and I hope that I'll see you right there. I hope everyone here has been empowered to be catalysts of change in sustainability. There's more to come, so keep an eye on our events through Virtual Science Fair's Instagram page at Science Fair. Once again, don't forget to fill in the feedback form that we have put in the chat box so that we know how to improve our future activities for you. With that, till we meet again.